Friday, another week. It's wild how time flies. So here we are back at the playground. I hope that I'll get a few joiners with me today. We'll play a little bit. I've got a little game in mind. I am settling in for a little bit of fun time. Let me see if I can share it out while I'm sitting here waiting. There I am. Getting better at this. That's important. So when you pop in, let me know that you have arrived at the playground. Let's see what we got going on today. There's some, wow, I don't know. I've had some wild energy going on today, so, and really in my sleep last night. So we're going to play some games. We're going to clear some energy, and we're going to see if we can't make the world feel a little better for all of us today. So I hope that you'll join me in that clearing. Let's see. Boop. Let's put it here. Let's try it again. Let's see. Where are we? I have been dancing this morning. Hi, Jerilyn. Do you ever, when you start to feel kind of weird energy, you start, that's my thing is I see 4. Thank you guys for joining me. Some days you just gotta dance. So today was one of those days for me. I'm trying to be good and share this out, so hang with me for just a second. That's good enough. Hi, Julie Kiss. I'm so glad you came to play. Jerilyn, thank you for coming to play at the playground today. If you notice, I titled today, it's funny how I'm like, I'll be in getting ready for this, and then all of a sudden the game will pop into my head or something childlike, which is all about me. So today is Mother May I, and I'm feeling that message a lot lately, so we'll go into that in just a few minutes. My question is here we are, we're coming back into the world. You know, all of the restrictions are starting to lift off of us. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for joining us. Angie Taylor, thank you for popping in. We're coming back into the world lately. Many of us are seeing restrictions being lifted, and I remember when this all first started, and we were all talking to each other about we're going to come out of this in a very different place than we went in. And we have, really. There's so many things. We're never going to be the same from this in so many ways. Some of those ways are going to be very painful and difficult for people. And some of those ways are really, really beautiful. Like how many of you feel like you have experienced something during this downtime, something really big, something powerful. And so the reminder that I keep getting from Spirit is, remember that we are not the same anymore. Remember that even though there is this tendency to want to go back to where we started, we want to go back to where it's comfortable. So many, you know, they're like, well, it's all going to get back to normal. And I think humanity in general is waiting for things to get back to normal. It's never going to be that normal anymore. We have a new normal, and I don't even know if normal is a good word for it. So the reminder that I've been getting for the past week is, and really for a couple of weeks, is as we move back into the world, remember not to fall back. Don't fall back. So the game today is Mother May I. How many of you have played that game before? When we were young, we used to play it all the time. And in that game, one person is the leader, and you'll say, Mother, may I take a step? May I take a baby step? And the person that's the leader can say, yes, you may take one baby step. Or that person may say, no, you may not. Sometimes they tell you to take 3 steps back, whatever. And I believe the mama is supposed to be facing backwards so they can't see where anybody else is. Is that the way it goes? So, I think we're playing that game right now with the universe. The universe is like, we're saying, may I step back out? In the universe, our angels are saying, well, let's take a baby step right now. Not quite ready for you to take those big steps back into the world. Both physically, spiritually, and also emotionally. there is the reminder that we need to take it slow, that we need to keep feeling this out, keep asking, don't forget all of the lessons that you've learned during this time that you've had your time out. I guess time out is the best word for it. This time that we've been sitting in solitude. What are the lessons that you've learned while you've been sitting here? And you guys can be interactive with me. I love it when you do that. What have we learned? What are the most important things that we've learned from this whole virus? There's a lot. I know for me there's a lot. So it's, don't forget. And it's global. How are we gonna come back out and just be normal again? Are we gonna, so-called normal? Are we gonna start doing the same things? Are we gonna start running the same rat race? That's the big thing. Because for so long we have been called to work. We gotta be busy all the time. We've got to do something at all times. We've gotta go earn money. We've gotta be cleaning and mowing and just busy all the time. The reminder is don't fall back into that rat race. Yes, there are bills that need to be paid. Yes, we're a part of the planet, and we have to remember that there are some responsibilities. And yet, what are we being reminded through all of this? Are we going to fall back? Hi, Christine. Are we going to fall back into that old way? Or are we going to change the way that we're stepping back into the world? We've come out of this very different than we went in, many of us. I'm not the same person. We've really only been in this, 6 weeks, less than 2 months? And many of us, because of the time that we've had, this quiet time that we've had, we've grown closer to spirit. We have spent more time in nature. We've created new habits. We're doing more yoga. We're doing more downtime. We're playing more. Lynn Paulson, thank you for jumping in. So what have you guys, how have you changed? Could we play that game today? What are the habits that you have taken on during this downtime that were very, very different? How have you changed in the past 2 months? In a few minutes, we'll do that visualization. What is Spirit telling you in the Mother May I game? We're saying, Mother May I, can I step back into the world? How are we going to step out into the world? So, Sean, Jewel, thank you for joining me. Give me something. I would like to hear what's going on in your world. I see all those little smileys. Hi, Terry Angel. Thank you for jumping in. So it's all about Mother May I today, for those of you who are just popping in. Mother May I meaning here we are back into a place where we're ready to step back into the world. In what ways have we changed since we've been in time out? Hi, Sue Phillips. In what ways have we changed, and in what ways will we step into the world that is different from when we went on shutdown? What have you learned along the way? And in asking, our phrase today is Mother May I. Are we asking our angels, our guides? Have we come closer to those that are teams? Yeah, share please. Share, guys. I love it when Terry pops in and starts reminding. What is it? Give me some things that you have learned along the way. Lily Ann, thank you for popping in. That make you feel like, I do this a lot. I'm like, okay. I remember us saying that we were going to come out of this really changed, really different. Are we ready to step back? I'm living in an area that is so touristy that as I drive, as I take walks, as I drive down the road, our miniature golf is opening back up, and our, what else do we got? Oh, that we have tons of these go-kart race tracks and all kinds of flyy things. This area is like a perpetual fair. It's non-stop action. There's tons of tourists, there's shopping, and there's mountains. The mountains are my favorite part. Hi, Luann. Thank you for popping in. There's a part of me, there's this little very egoic part of me that says, oh, isn't it fun? We can get back out there, we can start playing again. I'm loving seeing the people return, and yet I'm afraid of all of the people returning. And I'm still kind of holding off on doing these things that are bringing all the crowds. So how are you feeling about that? And do you feel like, I'm going to play kind of the devil's advocate, do you feel like it's that fear is coming from ego, or is it coming from spirit? Are we being guided to slow down, to not necessarily pop back out into all of the chaos and all of the people for a good reason. And our Julie has learned to trust herself. That's beautiful. So I know in Coffee and Conversation that came up today too, with Terry and Jerilyn, is that part of us that has learned to listen to the body, to the intuition is a better way to put it. Your intuition. What is your intuition telling you? Have you learned during this quiet time to listen more to this part of you? I know I have. I've been very intuitive for a long time, and yet I've had this slow down, and I love the feel of that. I love to go into that place. I'm so energy sensitive, and I've always been drawn to that sense of energy, that really loving energy is right there with us. Are we going to remember as we're moving back into the world, are we going to remember to go into that quiet place still? Are we going to just say, oh, we're back into the world again, going back out, I've got my job, I'm going to, live for the weekends again and just be busy? Or am I going to slow down every morning and take that quiet time, the Coffee and Conversation, the prayer times, the meditation time, the yoga, the dancing? Am I going to remember to put my soul into the mix? Maybe first. Always first should be. Am I going to remember to go out into nature? Am I going to remember to ground my energy? Am I going to remember to clear my energy? Today was a big deal for me. Really scary dream last night. Really quite a, pretty much a visitation dream. Are we going to take the time to listen to that deeper part of ourselves? So, I've talked enough. Sean says being much more still. Excellent. Isn't that the truth? Solitude. I have this side of me that can be very needy, that's gone through a lot of loss and can be very needy and would like to have the attention of people. And I'm learning really well through this past couple of months. I'm learning to just be still and to love me and to notice me. I'm paying more attention to my needs, as in taking good care of myself and learning to love me. Learning to really, wait a minute, there's a lot of me that I don't even know yet. Maybe I should spend more time with me. So I think that's been my biggest growth, is just being more self-aware. That's a good word. Lynn, I'm a natural isolator anyway. Here come the glasses. I'm a natural isolator anyway, needing and craving isolation so I can talk to spirit. When I'm home, I watch the phone ring but not answer. I do that too. I hate telephones. I don't know I think many people who are empathic, who are super sensitive, I've talked to many, and we just don't like talking on the telephone. And I'm learning. I have to force myself to do that. If I have to make a phone call, I'll put it off forever. And it can be a silly thing, like, when is my furniture getting delivered? Or that's what I need to do today. And I don't want to call people. And I know the reason for me. It goes back to childhood stresses. It also goes back to, I like to really feel the person that I'm talking to. I like to be able to connect with them. Eye contact. I want that one-on-one. And when it's on a phone or text messaging too, I don't believe that we have as close a connection as we do when we're, right, I want to see you. I want to be right there in your space with you. So it's getting better. I think we've had an upgrade. How many of you feel like, I know that I can connect with people all over the world. And so the telephone is becoming easier for me. Jerilyn says hello to everyone. So I wonder, Lynn, if you're feeling any different. That's what I'd like to know. Not just how I've always been a self-isolator too in a certain way, even when I was a child. I feel like I've changed a lot. I'm not so afraid to walk out there. I have neighbors that walk by all the time. I'm not so afraid to go and say hi to them and talk to them. I'm even getting better at small talk. And small talk has always been like torture to me. I was very isolated in school, always deep thinking, always on another level. I always had a difficult time really connecting with people. And I feel like maybe that's changing. Like we're being lifted up and we're starting to accept ourselves more easily And maybe it's that it's easier for me to step out of judgment now, and also self-protection. I know this quiet time has helped me to feel my team more closely, to get to know. Spending time alone, we get time to sit in meditation more. And so we start to really connect to those spirits that are around us, our own team, the spirit guides. This morning as I was getting ready for this, I smelled my grandmother. A song came on that was in my mother's eyes, was the song that I heard right after she died. And no, in my daughter's eyes, that's what it is. And the very last phrase is, or verse says, when I'm gone, I hope you'll see me in my daughter's eyes. I think that's what it is. And I remember that song coming out. It was like just the day after she died, the first time I heard it, and it hit me. I was like, oh, and I just melted. Because it's true. My mother's a twin. My grandmother has 2 daughters, and I do see my grandmother in their eyes. And I hope that people will see my daughters. I have 3 daughters and 3 boys, but my daughters, I spent the weekend with them, and I hope that people will see me shining through my daughter's eyes. And so as I was back to the point, as I was getting ready this morning, that song is a connection, a strong connection to my grandmother. And I feel like there's a lot of grandma energy in here today, again. And that's been happening to us a lot. It's the reminder to pull that energy in. We have gotten to know our teams in such a beautiful way, and our ancestors are so close. This whole quiet time has heightened our abilities to connect. I think that many of you are feeling that. Do you feel more connected to your ancestors, to your loved ones who have passed? Do you feel more connected to your guides? Do you have names? We've done that game too. Do you remember the names that you used to, those imaginary friends as a child that are actually still here? Jerilyn says, I'm a phone phobic. I don't like that. I can't feel their energy. I'm getting better. Yeah, because that's what it's all about. We're getting this upgrade. So now when we're sitting there talking on the telephone, we can actually feel. Pay attention to that. What are you feeling when you're talking to someone? Can you slow down? The tendency for all of us is to try to continue the conversation. You know, like somebody's talking and you want to like, oh, there's a quiet time. Let's fill that quiet time. But can we, instead of just trying to fill that quiet time, can we stop for just a minute? I have a neighbor that's going through a very difficult time. Her husband is very, very sick. And she's in a little wheelchair thing going by yesterday because she also has Parkinson's. And they're having a very difficult time. And I was sitting on my little quiet rock over there, kind of being in my own solitude, my space. I had spent time with the little Steve tree, and I was in my own space listening to music under the tree. And I saw her go buzzing by in her little, and I was like, I could sit here and just pretend like I'm just hearing my music in my own little zone, or I can reach out to this person who's really hurting. And my heart opened up to her. It was like, no, I need to reach out. I need to go. We've gotten a really beautiful upgrade in this quiet time. It's not necessary for us to sit in our own space. It's good for us to have solitude. And it's also good to open our hearts to each other, to reach out and to love each other. Lynn, I love talking to people, love listening and feeling what they are, but my home is my sacred space. I agree. I do. I've always been one of those. My home is my space, and certain energies come in here. People all carry their own energy. When Jim loves antiques, he's been bringing me all kinds of goodies. And I have to remember that everything that comes into my home, because I'm so sensitive, every little thing that comes into my home holds energy. So you're right, Lynn, that's important to remember too, that you create a sacred space for yourself where your soul, where you can feel at home. That's very important. And the flip side of that is, more than I've ever been before, I feel like I can allow other people to come into my home now. And that is soul growth. That is, I don't need to be quite so territorial. I don't need to be quite so comfortable or so careful and so self-protective anymore, because I have worked on myself enough now that I know how to shield myself from those other energies. I know how to protect myself, and I don't have to go and hide from them anymore. So that's big for me. How do you feel about that? Scarlett, thank you for popping in. It's really funny because I have always been like that since I was a little child. If someone knocked on the door, you know, the phone ringing, it always felt like I was letting somebody else into my own sacred space, and I had a really difficult time with that. And so now here I am sitting in these mountains, and I feel like I'm creating a space for others. And I was always the type that said I couldn't do that. I can't do a bed and breakfast. I can't have strangers in my house. I can't. Not anymore. You've got an upgrade. Guess what? This is what you're doing now. So it's all about taking those steps forward. Mother, may I? Mother, may I take a step forward? Mother, and maybe I'm asking, maybe I am the mother, and I'm asking myself, how do I feel? You be your own mother today. Mother, may I take a step out? How does that feel? Mother, may I drink this tea? How does that feel? Yes, you may. Mother, how can I trust that I can walk downtown around other people? Mother, can I trust that? Let me feel it for a second. You know, can you do that? Can you take that pause and ask and then listen for the answer? I think that's an important repeating theme today. Scarlett, I'm a little insular too. You like to kind of insulate yourself, don't you? Thank you guys for joining me in that conversation. It feels important today. It's like I'll tell you where I'm coming from. Jim lives on a property. His mother, he comes from a lot of psychic energy, and his mother used to tell him that she felt as if their property was on Indian burial grounds, which is scary. We all watch those scary movies. Last night, I was sound asleep, and I was dreaming that I was like in the car with my daughter and her friend Eleanor, who were here over the weekend. And all of a sudden they went, oh no, here it comes again. And I turned over, my window was open, and as I'm driving, all of a sudden there's this face of a man right here, and he's like reaching for me, and he's grabbing at me, and I'm having a hard time driving. And I think even I was like making this noise. You know, have you ever had a dream where you're actually, you're verbalizing, you're actually making sound? Because I was so freaked out by this guy grabbing at me when I'm trying to drive, and I can still see his face. He was definitely Native American, definitely very full-faced, and it was like I could see his mouth moving like he was trying to tell me something, but I couldn't really make out what he was saying. All I knew was I was very uncomfortable with him being right here in my face. I didn't want him there. And I woke up and I went, wow, wait. And I wasn't really scared like I've been in the past. He didn't really scare me. It was just like uncomfortable. It's like, I don't want him here. And I think the reminder is to remember to clear, to remember all the time. We are always out in the world picking up energies, whether they be good or negative or whatever it is. We also pick up earthbound spirits. We have a lot that want to be crossed over. We have things going on all the time. For those of you who have psychic abilities or any kind of mediumship abilities, there's something going on. And I've known there was something going on with Jim for a while. And last night this came at me, and I'm like, okay, all right, this is what's going on. This needs to be cleared. And so during this time, I've been working on this anyway, but during this time of solitude that we've all had, we've gotten so much closer to our own spiritual teams, which are really all the same. We all have our archangels and beautiful spiritual team, source energy, God, Jesus, whoever you want to call on. And so the reminder to me this morning was, you know what? Get out your sage your house. Ask for help, ask for help, ask for help. Don't forget you can ask for help. Don't forget that you can ask to be cleared. Don't forget to ask for this clearing energy. And so I did. And I'm like, okay, that's beautiful. And he says he feels better today too. His energy is better. So I hope that comes out of all of this. Mother, may I? Source energy, may I? Would you come in? May I ask you, please? Be the boss. Archangel Michael, please come in and sever and release any energies that are around me, that are on my property, that are on all the objects around me. Would you please clear this energy? That's important. Sue, love talking to people, but getting a little more insular. So that means that you're like, that's part of your path, and it's okay. We all have times when we really need to look within, spend time inside. It's not necessarily true that we're all supposed to be just out there, like at all times around other people, or there are times when we definitely need to be still and solo. And there is work that's being done on us all right now, with us, inside of us, around us. And so many of us are feeling that need for more solitude. So, that is perfect for right where you are. Spend that time. Jerilyn, our property is on native land. They have impressed upon me that it is property. This property is sacred, and being steward of the land is very precious and important how we use it and treat it. It's funny that you say that. I hear you say that a lot. And when I first, there's a lot attached to this land here. When I first went out I can feel the Native American energy because I'm right at the edge of the Smoky Mountains. This one cabin, it's called the Ogle Cabin, that's right out beyond me that I can walk to. We have seen, a friend of mine and I walked out there, and we have seen, I often when I'm walking out in these woods, I will see through this eye Native Americans hiding behind trees. I'll feel their energy. And when I first got to this property, I felt that, I heard that this land is sacred land, that it was taken, that there is, I'm getting bowled over with energy. Sometimes I believe that we're placed. I think oftentimes, and Jerilyn, I think the same thing goes for you. I believe that we have been placed in certain areas because of our abilities, because we are alchemists, truly. We are learning how to transmute darkness into light. And so we've been placed, not just at, I love this place. Yes, I love this land here. And yet, there's a reason why I have felt so drawn to this, why I finally ended up here, because there is this plan in place. It goes way beyond what we think we want. It goes way beyond our desires. There's a reason why you feel so drawn to that land. And the reason that I felt so drawn to this land when I first got here was this little community that I'm in right now. This is a tribal land right here. It is. And I can't forget that. Maybe that's why he came to me last night. Don't forget, as you're going down the street, as you're spending time living your life, that you're here for a purpose, and that this land right here, it needs to be cleared too. The land, not just us personally, but that I need to, as I'm walking through those woods, to remember that there is a need for a blessing on the land. There's a need for a clearing on the land. There is a need for a release. Many, many times, this came to me a long time ago. In one of my past lives, I was a medicine woman for a tribe, a shaman, whatever you want to call. One of the reasons why I came here, this goes really deep. We're going to go deep right now, okay? One of my reasons for coming to this planet in this lifetime with Steve was that we both were in this tribe. I was the medicine woman. He was one of the hunters that went out. This was one of we have gone through loss over and over and over again. He went out hunting and never returned. And this time around, in this lifetime, he came in again. And he came in for we weren't even together for 7 years. But he taught me how to love so deeply. And when I lost him this time, through losing him, it was like carrying the torch. That was how it came through. Paul helped a lot with this. I carried the torch to the finish line. This was the final loss. This was the last time that he and I would go through this loss, because through the clearing sessions that we had, we were able to, we volunteer, okay? You guys are all here because you're meant to be here. You've come in for a certain reason, and I came in, and this was my plan, and I had to come to terms with this. It was my plan to lose him again. It was my plan to go through that kind of pain, because there were souls, Native American souls, that were stuck in the earth, that during the time, and I may have even been responsible for this in a past life, I was the one that would bless the animals when they came in. I was the one that would bless that meat. I would bless the hunters before they left. And when our people would die, not only were the bodies given back to the earth as a way of saying thank you for the animals that died for us, the souls were encapsulated in the earth too. And so the job was to go through this loss, and in the process of going through this loss, those souls that were encapsulated in the earth were given the opportunity to go free. Does that make sense? They were set free. This was part of our plan. This was our plan to save these souls that were my people in a past life. I truly feel that to the root of my being. So here I am. I've carried that torch to the finish line, and so many souls were released. And here I am again, living on this land where souls are encapsulated in the earth, and I've been brought back here to help to release these energies. And Jerilyn, I hope you feel that too, that you're on that sacred land for a reason, that we have these past lives, these roots, these reasons, these purposes. We've been called to action, to do something, and that's why we came back here. Every one of you, you've got a reason for being here. So back to our original thing, it comes full circle. The whole reason for this whole Mother May I this morning is the reminder from the universe, from God, from Source, from all of these spirits that need us, that we had this time out for a reason. And please don't just go back to trying to live the way that you lived before all of this happened. What did you learn while you were on your time out? What in your deeper, in this time that you've had to sit on what I would call the bathroom floor, to really dig deeply within yourself, what have you learned? And can you take all of this new energy that we have been given? Can you integrate this now? Can you bring this into the world? So Mother May I means, can I step into the world now? Can I be different? Can I allow my light to shine more brightly than it's ever shone before? Am I the same person that I was before I went into this, or am I really, really changed, and am I ready to shine that light? That's what it's all about. Let's see. Jerilyn, I agree. My soul contracted to live here before I incarnated. Yes, our souls are all about going and say, I've been told I was like Joan of Arc on the other side. I think we all are, really. When you're on the other side, you don't remember how painful it is. It's like childbirth. You've forgotten how much it hurts to be on this planet. You're like, yeah, you need somebody to do that. Of course I'm going to do it. Yeah, let's do it. You know, Steve and I, we're always going to be connected. We'll always be connected. We can do this because we're there and we're in this like perfect love state. Like we know that we're never truly gonna die. We know that all of this is only just temporary. It's all just a stage that we're on, and it's over in a blink of an eye, truly. Man, just yesterday I was graduating from high school, you know, like it's all over in the blink of an eye, and we're all back together again. So of course we volunteer to do these things. We're going to try to correct the things that we maybe did wrong. Our wrongs are the wrongs of others, and go back in and try to fix things. And that's what karma is all about. Karma is not anyone sitting there passing judgment on you. Karma is you saying, you know what, I really messed up. I really, really hurt some people in a past life, and I want to go back in and I want to fix that. That's what karma is all about. And take the whole word of judgment away, because judgment is not, there is no judgment on the other side. It's only the process of learning and the process of correcting those things that we feel like we want to correct the mistakes that we perceive that we did in that past life. And I feel like I was a part of that, in that Native American. As much as I thought that I was doing the right thing, I was partly responsible for souls being encapsulated in the earth. So I came back here. Of course I came back to fix that. What did you come back to fix? Do you go that deeply with yourself anytime, and you look and say, oh, I'm going to go back. Here's the upside. Okay, I'm getting it. Hold on. The upside of all of this is that we are in a new energy, new earth. This 5D and above, 6, 7, 8, as high as we want to go, means that the lessons of karma of those soul contracts, of those things that we thought that we had to come back here and do to fix, can and will be released when we ask. That the lessons of mankind, of humanity, have already, we have already gone through all of this so many times. There's no reason to keep repeating. So that need to repeat those lessons is coming to an end. And we're coming back to a place where we're remembering the lessons already learned in past lifetimes. And those babies that are coming into the world right now, they're already there. They already remember all that stuff. They're way ahead of us. My kids are so far ahead of me when I was their age. So today, what I said that I was going to do, it's getting later. What I want to do, and I feel really, really drawn to do today, is we're going to go into a meditation that's going to help us to release, to let go of those old soul contracts, to let go of that old karma, that keeps us in a holding pattern. Do you feel like you're in a holding pattern where you're just repeating the same lessons over and over again? Humanity in general is in a holding pattern, and source energy is putting us in a position of getting out of the holding pattern. We're going to be able to fly again. We're going to be able to go. Our souls are going to be lightened up, are being lightened up. Jerilyn says, the tribe is still here in another dimension. People see them frequently. They assisted me in the latest spiritual journey. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I feel like you're reminding me to go deeply into, I felt as if this soul that came to me last night needed release, and that's what he was asking for. But I need to spend more time on this land that I'm on, feeling these souls and listening to them and what they need to tell me. So thank you for reminding me of that, Jerilyn. That's really important to me right now. I feel that in my heart. So, it's getting late. Let's go ahead and spend some time. Let's see where we'd like to go today. And I'd like you, we've been working really, really diligently on getting back in connection with those little parts of ourselves. And we've done a lot of growth in the past 6 weeks. There's been so much growth in our little children. Those of you who have been going through this journey with me, your children are feeling so much more secure. I think that's why the earlier ones that I did were very childlike. They were very like, let's go back in, let's pull this child up, and let's pull that child up. And today I'm feeling like there's a lot of really solid children in the room. You all have done so much healing, and I'm not feeling the need for this going back too far. It's like, okay, yeah, our kids are in pretty good shape here, so let's gather. We are powerful little beings, every one of us. Your true inner child is so powerful and so creative and so full of creator energy. So, can we gather those little powerhouses together today? And can we envision ourselves? I would like you to envision yourself in your own space, in that space, that land that you've been drawn to. Whether you're living on that land or whether it's a place on the planet that you feel strongly drawn to. You might be living in New York City and feel drawn to Phoenix, Arizona, or Ireland, or wherever it is. Can you allow yourself to go to that place for just a few minutes? That place that draws your heart. That place that you feel your soul belongs. Because your soul can travel there anytime it wants to. So let's travel to that place right now for just a few minutes. And you can post it if you'd like to. What is that place that you feel energetically drawn to? And I'd like you to breathe in deeply for a minute, and let's see about a little astral travel for a few seconds. Let's allow our souls to truly go to that place that it feels drawn to. So breathe in some of that beautiful energy that's filling our space right now. We ask Archangel Michael to protect us in every part of this. This is truly, your imagination is going to create this for you, okay? There's nothing scary about it. We are so protected. We are so wrapped in love at all times. Hold that high vibration and know that your soul gets to go wherever it wants to go. You just say, yeah, you can go there. Yes, yes, yes. Ego, step aside. My soul wants to go on a little travel. There is a place that I'm thinking of that I'm going to go to, and I'm going to visualize it, and I'll talk about it a little bit because that's what I do. But I want you guys to let your souls go too. So the place that I'm going to, I went to last year. I'm very, wow. I am very drawn to Ireland, and I went to Ireland last year, and there is a cross. This is, it's an abbey, and I'm not sure I remember the name of it. It was one of the last places that we went. And they have these Celtic crosses. You know, it's a regular cross, but it has that around the middle, right at the middle where the two meet. There's a Celtic symbol, and I'll post a picture of it later. And that is coming to me strongly right now. So I'm going to go to that place. And beyond it, there are ruins, and the fields are super green. It's kind of like the Rock of Cashel. I think that's where it is, the Rock of Cashel. We'll look it up later. There's a field with white sheep, and the buildings are quite ruined. You can look right up into the sky from when you walk into the buildings. The roof is gone. It's powerful. And I'm going there for a few minutes, and I'm going to spend some time there. And my scalp is tingling. There is beautiful clearing energy. You are being lifted right now. I hope that you're finding that place, whether it's where you are or where you would like to be, your soul would like to be. Let your soul go and envision it without trying to control it. Envision that place. And allow your soul to lift lightly out of your body. Let your body sit safe and sound right where it is. Do you feel how light you are? Let yourself lift right up off. I'm going to keep my eyes closed. I'm envisioning those green fields. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's cloudy. It's cold. There's a little rain falling, and it's okay. As you're going there, let yourself really feel, smell, hear, see. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What do you smell? One at a time. I feel like some of you are just bursting right through disbelief or through a wall that's been keeping you from this place. Just push your way right through. There's nothing that keeps you from these places, nothing at all. Only your disbelief, only those you're telling yourself you can't do it. You can do it. Where are you going to go? Let yourself go. Feel your heart space right now. Breathe it in. The more you fill up with this loving energy, the higher you're going to fly. Let yourself go. You're being gifted right now. That's what I'm hearing. You're being gifted with the ability to travel. I'm there. I can put my hands on that rock, on that cross. Right now, it's right in front of me. What are you seeing? I see sunlight. Someone is in a sunny place. I'm not sure where you are. I see blonde hair. Where are you? And how far back did you go? Did you change times? Are you in a different time and a place completely? Have you gone into the 1700s? How about the 1600s? What does it look like? What are people wearing? Remember the things that you're seeing. Write them down when you get done. Every little thing that you're seeing or smelling. Write it down. If you don't know where you're traveling to, remember the details and write them down. It'll start to make sense. There's a TH word coming to me, and it's a word that I don't know. T-H-E-R-A-U-L-T. I have no idea why I'm saying that word, but I'm going to write it down right now because it feels important to me. And if you, I hope you have a pen and paper. you have a pen and paper and a word comes to you, and if that's your word, you can accept it. Thorold. I have no, it might be a family name. It looks as if it's on maybe the tombstone that I'm standing by, Thorold. Interesting. What are you seeing? Keep breathing deeply. There's a creative energy flowing in us right now. Our angels are gifting us with the ability to astral travel, to take us to places, to remember, to find those little hidden treasures along the way, so that you can see more deeply into your own soul. I see blackbirds. Large blackbirds are flying in the sky above me, making a whole big racket. Breathe in that energy. It's big right now. Breathe it in. Let's call in our ancestors. Any ancestors that are here for our highest of good, come on into this healing space with us. Show up in our little visions. Show us where we are. Bring us words. Bring us smells. Bring us visions of the past, the future, the present, these places that we feel drawn to. If you see colors, remember those colors. I see green. Ooh, that's strong energy. Beautiful. Thank you guys for joining me in this. It's so beautiful today. This is an exercise that you can do anytime. Anytime you want to get back deeply into your own past. See, oftentimes I have gone into what I call journeying. That allows me to see little bits and pieces of past lives. I see yellow. Who's seeing yellow right now? Egypt. Who's in Egypt? I feel an Egypt person here. There's heat. I see those rocks. They're like red rocks. I see what looks like a pyramid. Camels. The makeup. Do you know how the makeup goes in Egypt? You picture it like strong dark eye makeup that goes up kind of to a point. I'm seeing someone with a face like that. Jewelry in the hair. Long dark hair. And I almost, something on her head. She's carrying something like a water bucket or something on her head. So this person is not royal. This person is working. Getting water from the well. Who else can I see? You guys really envision where you're going. I want to see if I can pick up on you. I love that game. I see trees. Land without buildings. This is definitely Florida. Swampy, a little bit of swampy land. There's forests. I see children hiding in the trees. I see a campfire. Teepee type buildings, lots of leather hanging out. I see fires burning and I see things being done over the fire. Breathe in the energy of creation. That's you creating right now. Allow that imagination to just flow. I hope you're still with me. I keep my eyes shut because, it's so beautiful. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Someone is in a space of rolling hills and it's very, very green. I see flowering trees like bushes. They're more like bushes. Beautiful. Keep going. What else are you smelling? What do you smell? I smell those flowers. I smell honeysuckle. I smell lilacs. Lavender field. Somebody's in a lavender field. I see a field of purple. How beautiful. That is a beautiful vision. I'm going to hold this right here. I want you guys to keep going. I'll let it go in just a few minutes, but keep on seeing. See what else you can see while you're here. Somebody is in like the late 1800s, I'd say, maybe early 1900s. I see a car, kind of like a Model T, a very, very old car going down a busy street, like maybe Chicago, New York City. There's other cars, there's horses and buggies. Lots of activity. It's a very busy place. If any of these resonate with you, please take it as your own. Oh, there's an energy coming up through the throat right now. We're getting cleared as we're sitting here. So we're being allowed to fly freely while the body is being healed, is being cleared of any negative energy. And we're allowing that. Archangel Michael's coming in, clearing away negative energy. Anything that's stagnant, that's holding you back, is being cleared away as we're sitting here. And there's so much joy. Continue in your joy. Continue to explore. I see that field of daisies. Beautiful. There's clearing going on in the third eye. There's some healing going on in the sinuses. Anyone that's hurting right now with allergies, I feel that clearing going on. Allow yourself, allow it to just flow. Clear away that pressure in your head. And right into the throat. Beautiful energy flowing down into the belly. Clearing away what no longer serves you as you're flying freely, as you're having this beautiful travel time with your soul. Allow your body to feel open, to give up what no longer serves you, to release, surrender your body. As soon as I said that word, every muscle in my body let go. Just surrender it. You don't need to hold on to that stuff anymore. Let yourself just float into this. If it doesn't serve you, it doesn't need to be in your space anymore. Let it go. And I thank you for that beautiful clearing of the sinuses. Whoever got that, that's beautiful. I hope you're feeling better. There is a beautiful sense of rootedness right now, as if our bodies are feeling more rooted, more at home on the planet. There's alien energy here right now. Those of you who are little aliens, which is probably all of us, we're being given the ability to root right here now. You don't need to feel like you've got to go back to wherever you came from. Be here now. Put your feet on the ground. Allow your roots to grow into the center of the earth. You are right where you're supposed to be. As you're traveling, if you're feeling it, if you're feeling a need to come back, any kind of stress at all, come back into the body. Slowly, carefully come back to your body. Allow your soul to come in and gently settle back into your heart space. And allow that sense of togetherness, that parallel of the soul and the body as they're becoming one, as they're becoming straight up together. We don't need the ego to go that way and the soul to go that way anymore. We are coming together. So bring yourself into alignment. Soul and body into alignment with one another. See that happening. I see it joining together, almost like there is this stitching going on between your soul and your body at this time. So you'll feel more connected, more at home, more at peace on the planet, knowing that you're right where you belong. Take another big breath. Pull it all the way from your toes, all the way up your spine. Let it shine right out through your crown chakra. Pull it up big. Blow that out. Beautiful. I don't know how many people I lost on that, but that was quite a journey we just went on. Julie, you're so welcome. Let me see if I can see you. My eyes are kind of... You guys, that was beautiful. I want you to feel like you're completely safe within your heart space again, being wrapped up in protection and love. You are safe. You're whole. Your Holy Spirit higher self is back in right where it needs to be. Solid. Jerilyn, I agree, Diana. My soul contracted to live here before I incarnated. Yes, it did. So did mine. We're right where we belong, aren't we? The tribe is still here in another dimension. People see them frequently. Okay, we saw that. That's beautiful. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're feeling that. I hope that some of you, those who are left here that stuck around with me, I hope that you were able to travel a little bit today. Remember that imagination is so important. That as we go into these things, sometimes we think, oh, I'm just supposed to magically see things and then my psychic is just going to happen. The reason why we've been doing all this work with the inner child is the inner child is all about imagination. It's all about being able to see things that don't absolutely show. So the little child knew that it could travel. That your little child always knew that it could see angels, it could see loved ones. Little children, they've got that. And so as we do this inner child work, it allows us to get back into that space of imagination, of being able to see what we've been taught that isn't actually there. It's only that we've been taught not to believe that we can do these things that stops us. Lay it down. Let that go. That's no good. I'm going to cuss a little bit. No, I'm not going to. I won't say that. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of those disbeliefs, those things that you've been told that you can't do, so that you make space to remember what you can do, to remember who you are. The truth of you is so much magic. You are so filled with magic. We're almost out of time. Scarlet, I was flying in the woods but got very tearful. I got some tears going too. I think that the soul loves it when we let go. You know, the soul loves to fly. It longs for it. And so it can be very emotional when you let go like that. And I would suggest that you do it more often, that you let yourself go to those places. You do it when you're dreaming at night. You know you are. Can you do it when you're still kind of semi-conscious? Yes, you can. You can travel like that anytime you like. Just practice. That's what it's all about lately, is reminding you. My job is to remind you of what you're capable of. And we've only just started to scrape the surface. So, big breath. Beautiful, beautiful time. Thank you all for joining me today, for going to that place today. For Scarlet, you're so welcome. I enjoyed you so much. I enjoyed seeing. I was able to see some of the places that you went. I was sure able to see where I went. And I'm so thankful for that time. My soul is thanking me. Your soul is thanking you. I feel that gratitude, that love of, oh, thank you for letting me go for a little while. Do it more often. Sit down on your floor. Get deeply into meditation. Put some music on. Music is really important. I used to put on a meditation that was for Native Americans, and it had wolf sounds behind it. And wow, I went to some beautiful places. We'll talk about that maybe next time. That journeying. If you're learning how to journey, I'm going to be having a class soon on recognizing the gifts and then moving more deeply into your gifts. And so if you are interested in that, send me a little private message or respond here, and I'll try to get back to you, because it is, we are being gifted so much, and we're coming back out into the world very different than when we went into this whole virus. So it's time for us all to remember what we're learning and to work together and to share it. It is time for me to get off of here. I love you so much. I am so blessed by you. Thank you to all of our angels and our ancestors and God and source energy and our beautiful teams. Thank you for your spirit guides joining us here today. Please, please enjoy your day and remember that beautiful travel that you just had, and that you can do it anytime you like. Take good care of yourselves. I will see you back here tomorrow at 9:30, God willing. I love you. Bye.